Vasalute. This is Vasalute. This is Troy Pacelli of Last Call, and I'm just here to let you know that the following live stream is rated R for adult language, highly inappropriate jokes, and oh, who the are we kidding? We have no idea what is going to come out of Gorilla's mouth. Viewer discretion is advised.
Light up, let the good vibes flow. It's Gorilla Cigar Lounge, the place to go. Politics, nerds, and the good old days. Grab your drink, join the talk, let's set it ablaze. Welcome to the lounge where the smokes rise high, where we talk what matters, no sugar, no lie. From galaxy far away to the world outside, Gorilla Cigar Lounge where legends reside. Starships and memories, debates get real. We're saving the world with a mic and some seal. Laughs and wisdom, we're bringing the heat. So pull up a chair, you're in for a treat. Welcome to the lounge where the smokes rise high, where we talk what matters, no sugar, no lie. From galaxy far away to the world outside, Gorilla Cigar Lounge where legends reside. Starships and memories, debates get real. We're saving the world with a mic and some seal. Laughs and wisdom, we're bringing the heat. So pull up a chair, you're in for a treat. Welcome to the lounge where the smokes rise high, where we talk what matters, no sugar, no lie. From galaxy far away to the world outside, Gorilla Cigar Lounge where legends reside. So spark up that stove, let's start the show. At Gorilla Cigar Lounge, let the conversation flow.
Look, here's the thing.
Fine. Listen,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
And hello, everyone, and welcome to breaking news cigar lounge here, where apparently it's a fuck around and find out time when 3 of Iran's nuclear facilities just got freaking obliterated there in the last hour or so. With me, I got PvP. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, Gorilla. I'm doing okay. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. That's definitely been entertaining the last week and a half or whatever, right, with all this stuff going on in the world. And I gotta say, I'm so happy. If this dictatorship falls, I will be very pleased, because I think the world will be a safer place, because they won't be able to fund all the terrorist groups around the world anymore. So, by the way, I heard there were sleeper cells in London that attacked people. So I don't know.
Well, the New York Grand Central Station just got taken over. But to your point, counter your point there, could just be replaced with someone worse.
I don't think the Iranian people. I think the Iranian people, once the bombing stops, I think the Iranian people will probably rise up and,
Well, we'll see.
It's time for Iran to be free again, because they have been repressed for way too many years.
Yeah. And welcome FKA 2005 goes, hail. And Kevin goes, wow. Welcome, Kevin Trekkie. I see the point of the text, but not really worried about Iran in this, but its allies' response and what that means is the big question. What allies? Russia kind of is like hiding in the corner. They're dealing with Ukraine right now. China might supply them there, but it's just like they're not going to do much. Well, it's like Sudan or those African countries. What are they going to really do with it?
Well, that's the thing. I think a lot of the terrorist groups in the Middle East once the Iran collapses, they're not going to have any money anymore to operate. I would think groups like Hamas are just going to collapse in the next 6 months because they won't be able to operate without any funding from Iran, right? Which is where probably most of their money comes from right now. So.
Yeah, we'll see. And today on Welcome says USA plus Israel. We go fuck around and find out. I think any big country will stay out of the conflict. They may talk, but hopefully that's all they'll do. And what does that acronym mean? FAFO means fuck around and find out.
And Iran is finding out.
The world will be safer for Iran and free again. Welcome, Boomer.
Hey, Boomer.
Whoop, 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 whoop. The alliance with Israel has historic precedent, and I'm not surprised by Trump's response. Yeah. Oh.
Well, I just got to say I'm so happy that Trump got elected back in November, because just think if we'd had Harris in, she probably would have been back in Iran, right? You know, that's how crazy the lefties are. So
Eugene Bird, you're the king. Super chats making our cigars sing. Light in the lounge, keep it free. You're the sugar daddy of the real love. Thank you, Eugene. You're the best, better than all the rest. With every puff, we raise a cheer. Eugene Bird, our hero here.
And with the $9.99 super chat, trying to have a cigar lounge without me. That ain't gonna happen. Cool Dodge. Well, I wasn't expecting Farfo to be completely obliterated today. And yes, those were some cool cars up there. I didn't do as many shorts as I wanted to because you try to keep it track of your kids while you're doing it. But thank you very much for that Bird. That's very generous of you. And FKC says, Suzanne, how are you doing? For sure, Iran should never be allowed to have nuclear weapons. It's a fuck around and find out moment. The scary thing should be that we could be in the death throes. Oh, we got another one here. Oh, where is it?
Eugene Bird, you're the king. Super chats making our stars sing. Lighting the lounge, keeping it free. You're the sugar daddy of Gorilla. Thank you, Eugene, you're the best. Better than all the rest. With every puff we raise a cheer. Eugene Bird, our hero here.
And thank you for that super sticker there, Eugene. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I don't have to play that song. Thank you, man. And hey, Joe, how's it going? He goes, sup, fucker. So I posted a couple videos there of Farfo getting completely obliterated. Ooh, I got a notification. Oh, I'm waiting for some of the comments for the comments to roll in on one of my posts there. I shared a video of the Farfo getting obliterated, and one of Trump's posts? No, I took Trump's tweet there, and I made the comment going, it was a fiery but mostly peaceful bombing. Yeah.
Well, it was peaceful for the U.S., I guess, but I'm not so sure about Iran.
It wasn't Italian things. And I just saw a girl's profile picture. Hey, someone had to put the avatar on. I had to put the avatar on it.
Yeah, well, I think, girl, you had this back in November, did you not, during the election?
Yeah, Jerm made it for me for, I think, the election stream.
Okay, yeah, I remember that night, yeah. That is pretty good.
Hey, It's either that or with it being 110 degrees real feel out there, it'd be the Speedo one.
I think I'd rather have this one actually.
Yeah. So I
The
wonder if
Speedo
the
one,
White House
the
has
Speedo one kind of creeps me out a little bit. I gotta say.
well, you could think Boomer for that one.
Okay. Oh man,
they're no fun. They turned the comments off. They're no
Huh?
fun.
We
Oh,
will
they turned the
begin
comments.
shortly.
Yeah, so I'll be playing the address here live. What did I do now? Oh, you are. Let's see. You are responsible for this one. You're responsible for this avatar. I saw those videos of Fardo. The hits never looked as massive as Hollywood would do them, but for sure the base. Yeah, well, they dropped 5 of them on there. What more could you want? I hadn't seen the news. Thanks for the up. He hit 3 nuclear sites. They used the USAF GB-57 massive ordnance penetrator, which is one of the biggest non-nuclear bombs. The other ones are just Airbus bombs. Okay, I thought we were going to be using. I knew we were using some bunker busters, but I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know if we were gonna. Hey there, Curtis. How's it going?
Hey, Curtis.
Curtis.
Let loose the guerrillas of war. That's a good one.
Hey, turn that down, please. What? The TV. Yeah. So, Curtis, you there? You're muted. You got yourself muted, Kurt.
He's muted. He's muted.
I'm not putting the link in the chat tonight just because of the nature of the live stream.
Howdy.
Oh, there we go.
Hey there.
How's it going? How's it going, Curtis?
You there?
I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm not.
Yeah, we all found about this on Curtis's street.
Yes, because I can.
Yeah, the shit really started hitting the fan a couple hours ago. I was kind of surprised. Yeah,
I don't know if I'm happy or scared, but anyway.
Well, I'm happy. I expected Trump was going to do something.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I'm glad that you guys have a president that actually gives a fuck about the world, because most of our, like Canada, we got a useless, globalist asshole. By the way, Mark Carney wants to ban gasoline-powered cars.
Of course he does.
Years. Yeah, and of course, electric cars won't function in minus 40 weather. So I guess everybody's going to have to be, I don't know, taking the bus or something. Like seriously.
Well, they're turning the buses electric.
Well, yeah, it's nuts. I mean, and then you got Starmer in Britain and Macron or whatever his name is in France. They're both back in Iran. Like these guys are nuts. They hate the West, and the shit that's going on in those countries against the people there is just disgusting. So I'm glad that Trump has the balls to stand up to evil and fight it. I really am. Because it seems like the only countries with sensible leadership right now are Israel and the USA. It's like there doesn't seem to be any other governments that are functioning properly.
Oh, we gotta. Oh, that link must have been on your channel, Chris.
Yes,
And
I'm going to it. I was silly enough to put up a poll. Is it good that the U.S. bombed Iran? Yes, no. I ordered fries. Macron can't answer. Wife hit him. So,
hey, well, his wife's a pedo.
ooh.
Just
Okay, I'm
going
gonna.
over on
Is it our,
Chris's channel.
Oh,
well? Is it okay if I share this?
Looks
Shit.
like Trump is walking up to the podium.
A short
I'll-
time ago, the
I'll keep
U.S.
quick.
military
That's it.
precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
well, that was a short speech.
Well, I guess, I guess what else are you supposed to say? We came, we bombed, I don't know about conquered, but we came, we bombed.
Well, I think that was a good speech, though, because it's kind of nice when a politician keeps it short and to the point. Because, I mean, some politicians go on and on and on and on until you're going to rip your ears off after a while, right? And, like Mark Carney could talk for half an hour and say absolutely not one thing that makes any sense, right? So I love the one thing I love about Trump is I might not agree with a lot of the things he's done in the last 6 months, but when he does do something smart, it's like, he's intelligent enough to get that done and focus on it. And he doesn't, I mean, that was a very simple speech. I mean, he could have gone out and blustered and bragged, and which of course his critics would have condemned him for doing. So he's smart enough to just go state the facts and get the speech done, right? So
yeah, I was expecting like a 20-minute speech.
yeah, I'm glad he kept it short. I mean, he said everything he needed to say, basically, right? So
Yeah, so
and I
let's
did
catch up
like.
on-
Oh, just a second, girl. I just want to say I'm glad he mentioned other targets and other regions. If they make trouble, that he's going to strike them too. And that's like, okay, boys, smarten up. All those terrorist networks around the world. Trump is watching you. Don't be bad.
So I was watching that channel that you sent me the other day. I've been watching a lot of that lately.
Right.
And I guess there was a terrorist attack in Britain that nobody's reported about, or nobody else that I know of, anyway.
Oh, that's the trouble with mainstream media, right? They basically suck. They lie. I mean, well, that's why I don't watch mainstream Canadian media, because CBC, CTV, Global, the main three, legacy media channels here, they do nothing but lie because they're all getting money from the government, right? They all get funded by the Liberals. I mean, CBC gets like $1.5 billion of our tax money every year to do nothing but do propaganda and lies for the government in power, and it's absolutely disgusting. I mean, I gotta say, Canada used to be a wonderful democratic nation. The last 10 years, it's been slipping farther and farther towards like communism, dictatorship, and they're going to be passing laws soon. I don't know if I'll be able to even go on YouTube and speak my mind anymore, because they're going to actually start giving the RCMP surveillance powers to just spy on us. He wants to give Canada Post the right to open our mail. Like, I always thought opening people's mail was illegal, which it should be, and now the government's going to say, "Oh no, we can read your mail." It's like, oh, I'm scared. It's scary.
I want to say welcome to LDJ. Welcome to the panel.
Oh, hey. Yo.
Hey there.
What up?
Howdy. How you doing, sir?
Chilling. What's up, guys? What you guys up to?
We're watching planes and explosions.
Yeah, watching the U.S. Attack Iran today.
Yeah. Oh, I just got a message here.
What's going on?
Yeah, Curtis will be here in a bit. I just got a message. Curtis will be here in a bit.
They're dropping bombs already?
They already did. They took out 3 Iranian nuclear sites today.
But no nukes.
That's what the address to the nation was for. But I want to say welcome, Scurvy. He says we will take 2 weeks to decide that. Surprise, bitches! It's Becky. or what's that one that goes? It's like Britney or something. I don't know. It was a parody thing. And then the connect funny something. Old man. Your screen name makes me remember Gummy Baron. I don't know Gummy Baron. And the whole old man birds laughing with Scurvy. Fuck them anti-Brits and Commonwealth. Okay. Hey, old man bird. Yeah. So Boomer puts the actual White House address in the chat. And we will. At first I was afraid, I was petrified. You know that song's gonna be stuck in my head. Son of a bitch. Thanks, Tim. Holy crap. Tim's here. Oh, okay. Okay, Scott's right. Said so. Yes. That groan is insane. I'm not sure what some of these words are meaning. Bigot, Stormer 2, OG, man, as well as Carney. Or is that the Founding Fathers? And Curtis, I don't know what you're saying about freaking nut jobs.
He's talking about the leaders I mentioned, I believe, Gorilla.
Oh, okay. Jason. And eventually you need to demonstrate that you'll make good promises, otherwise you're binded. And welcome Enigma Severus. Yes, they are.
We shall sever the enigma.
Hey, welcome DJ Play Nice. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, DJ.
Or RAF flying. Or RAF flying US bomb. Now it's the United States there. What's the RAF? As the saying goes, all the evil needs is for good men to do nothing.
Yeah, amen.
Exactly.
It's true.
Everybody, Trump fuck. Love Trump fuck Trump.
Now, I would love to see a video of that. Actually, that would be very.
Yeah, it's probably out there somewhere, but I'm not
I
going to be
don't
the
know
one
if
looking for
you're
it.
attracted to Stromer there, but I always got told don't stick your dick in crazy.
Nope. Yeah,
That's true. Trump is probably too smart to do that. I would have to.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, no, he's saying Trump fucks Stromer, so I'm just going to fuck Stromer. Therefore, I always got told don't stick your dick in crazy.
I would love to see Starmer getting that though, because he definitely deserves it. I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm watching the speech and have this channel on low volume. All right, yeah, we played the speech also. So each
I missed the speech. He just had a speech tonight.
Yeah,
we just played it right before it came up.
It was like what, 5 or 10 minutes though, right?
It was
was
maybe
very
10
short.
minutes.
Short
Maybe.
second.
But it was to the point, which is good.
Thomas Potts is saying, breaking. U.S. drops papers of guerrillas in Speedo over Tehran. Millions flee in panic.
Oh, they'll definitely that will definitely make them surrender unconditionally.
No, his speech was pretty much: we came, we saw, we bombed.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah, he just basically stuck to the facts, which was a good speech.
Yeah.
I wish more politicians would do that.
Yeah, so
Hello.
FTC said,
Go
so each
for it.
should be two carries, two will meet, 6 were told. Okay. Biden whooped you for my Subaru.
It was the closest I could come to a Biden speech. Give me a break.
Yeah, you forgot you're not under pressure or panic capture. Or the into the Himalayas. And we will be the people. Well, there goes my text. Okay. Hey, welcome to County Sheep. Welcome.
The Phantom Boomer is saying he still feels blah.
Yeah. Let's see. Stand free ASC, whatever that means. FKC said short to the point. Much love, Jesus. And I got proof that Jesus is in fact Hispanic because he sits right across the table from me.
Don't.
I was stationed at RAF Bentwaters and RFA Sculptport for a while. Radar maintenance, many brave Brits. Now, which one was it that got stormed by a bunch of fucking lunatics there? And what happened to the days where if you sat there and stormed a military facility, let's just say you wouldn't walk out?
So far on my poll, there are 56% of you saying it's good that the U.S. bombed Iran. 33% are saying no, it's not good. And 11% are saying I ordered fries.
I just want to comment: the people that say I ordered fries are more sensible than the people who said no.
I have no idea. I don't even know how to look up if there's a way to look up who.
Why would anybody say taking the Iran dictatorship out of power is a bad thing? Like, I don't get that.
Well, I'm going to admit it makes me a little worried that we're involved in it, but I get it more than my fear. if that makes any sense.
Well, the thing was, Iran was threatening to attack the U.S. a couple days ago anyway. So
Right.
they got stupid, and as was in the comments, they fucked around and found out, right? So
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I want to say welcome, Connie. I'll get to your chat here next. You gave us reasons. That's what people wanted to know. Exactly. Well, Tim, that is incredible. And welcome, Connie Cleary. Welcome. And
Hey,
Curtis,
Connie.
Yes,
it's
sir.
basically it's used for things deep underground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Darth
That's
Pla-
for yeah,
Darth
those things are for when you want to go real deep.
Well, I was
Yeah,
watching
you
a video where some of those nuclear facilities were very, very deep underground. I think one of the videos I watched said there was one that was inside a mountain, so they would have had to use some pretty powerful bombs, right?
That'd be Farfall.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I've got videos up of it being obliterated. I don't know if I can show the actual. I got the aftermath of it, and I got the fires, but I don't know if I can show the actual explosions.
I don't know if I'm guessing YouTube might get upset. I don't know.
Yeah, I would vote
LBG?
against it because I don't want to get you demonetized, at least
Yeah.
as far as this.
Yeah,
stream.
especially when I'm 19 hours away from the ads there.
Well, the thing
Hey,
is,
Yeah,
LBG.
yeah.
Gorilla, you don't want to fuck around and find out, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to get LDG here. Maybe he can answer because he knows the rules.
Don't be in
inside and
Iran
out.
with Iran, dude. You're gonna get nuked.
Yeah, but can you show the actual explosion of the facility, or will that be
I don't
against
see
their
a reason why
guidelines?
not, but that's me.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
just
YouTube
it.
guidelines.
I
We
would
think
never-
that's reasonable. YouTube doesn't.
If you were on freethenet.org, yeah, you could show it all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't take a chance, Gorilla, because YouTube has got some weird rules, it seems. So
Yeah. So, and see, I was 1st Battalion Royal Scots, first foot right of line. Oh, thank you for serving the Scottish Army there, Joe.
that's cool. Cool.
Yeah. And Gallup County Chief Trump listened to your poem and opened a can of whoop ass on Iran.
Darth Plato is making a good point on my channel, or I think he is. It's a bit more complicated than the question, Curtis, which to defend myself, I put that poll up in about 2 seconds. So,
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Oh, no. Let's let you finish.
Darth Plato goes further. Is Trump man asking for capitulation or not? Unconditional surrender, change in government. Problem is this: limited military objectives do not lead to unconditional political objectives. It's military science 101. And that, I mean, it's a point because we've been doing these, shall we say, limited attacks for 40 years, or Israel has, if we haven't. And we've still got this freaking mess going on.
Well, I think the problem with Western governments is they haven't had the guts to. They could have ended this a long time ago, like they are this last week, right? And the trouble is, the Iranians will go, "Oh, we need a truce. We need," Hamas will go, "Oh, we need a truce. We need a truce. We're getting attacked by Israel. Horrible people." And it's like, well, no truce. Just finish it forever. That's what I say.
Yeah. All right, let's catch up on chats real quick. We got a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Exactly. Trump legit pulls a nice little deceptive move and went ahead with things. This was a great address, to the point we are ready. If you choose to escalate, don't need to be too boisterous. Yeah. Except, they're having a heyday on Twitter with it. Oh, man, Flyboy, I'm an accountant last year. And BlackRock, too? Yeah, they own a lot of crap. Very sensitive. Connect why Kings owns you. I'm not sure. Yeah, and try to say Rich.
Accounting sheet, there goes my tax cut.
Yeah, Bill Cox. underground enrichment sites. Yeah, that's what we hit. Iran has to be the annoying bully on the block since 1979. Hope they're setting up for conditions for the Iranian people to take back their country. And welcome, Herc. Well, it all depends if that requires the Iranian people to actually stand up.
Well, I think so far what Israel's told the Iranians is to stay indoors and stay safe, because as long as we're doing attacks, you really don't want people pouring out in the streets, right?
Right.
They don't want civilian casualties. That's why, the thing that impresses me about Israel is they always try to do targeted strikes on like military sites and government sites, not on civilian neighborhoods, right? Unlike Iran, which actually I watched earlier today, they were bombing like Israeli schools, and they even bombed some mosques in Israel.
Yes.
They're even bombing mosques. It's like, what?
But here's the thing. How good's their targeting capability? Sometimes you just gotta fling a bunch of shit in the direction and go, hit fuck everything in that direction. Hopefully, see what goes through.
Well, I think Iran's they're in desperation mode now. Basically, I think the regime is on their knees. I mean, I don't know if this. I heard reports that there were planes flying out yesterday. I don't know if the supreme leader was on one of those planes, but apparently, I think some of the top people that are still alive, and there's probably not too many of them now, they're just getting the hell out of there because they know that their time is almost over, right? So.
Yeah. Let's see. Joe said next week Republic. Good to see you. It is a great day to see what just happened. Yeah. Or it's Canada. And woo, I know some Iranian people, and they're a great family and very loyal people. They're zealots, not so much. So, like, is that loyal like they won't rise up, or loyal like take their back their country? Loyal. As you can see, well, agree. And hey, Phantom, how you feeling? God bless you, Herc. Woo. You should be. Oh yeah. No links from us. And Thomas says breaking. U.S. dropped papers. Gorilla and a speedo over Tehran. Millions clear. You mean like this, Thomas? Just like that, Thomas.
Well, thanks for that, girl. I'm going to have nightmares tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The pain. The end of eternity.
Yeah. Let's see.
Hey, that is a great Devil in the Dark reference, Curtis.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. LF to meet again for the first time. For the last time today. God, what movie were we watching that's like, I was thinking of Spaceballs. The scene in Spaceballs when the Lone Star finally meets Dark Helmet. Yeah. And hey, Cynthia, how's it going? He goes, hello there, girl.
Hey, Dan.
Blah. Sorry, I'm feeling well, Boomer. Say hello, all. Link for video. Just locker room. And you should show them the food. Huh? Curtis.
What?
You should.
I didn't.
He says you should show them the food.
What?
The food? Oh, the photo.
The photo?
Oh, yes. All right. Hopefully this works.
You were saying.
I said that maybe some
wait,
Gen Z talk for foot.
1 second.
Nope, that's not it.
Crap. Yeah, guys, I gotta go. I'll be right back.
Okay.
We'll see ya. While you're doing that, it will take that much. LOL. I said, folks. And hey, sit there. Great to see you in the chat tonight. Oh shoot!
Yeah, somebody got a TV on in the background because I'm hearing it.
Hey,
now.
I told you guys to turn that down. There, took care of that.
That's better. Yeah, I was getting concerned there for a minute.
And welcome to the people in the chat here. Yeah, dropping bombs or dropping pigs. Well, I prefer the latter, or the first.
Well, yeah, I would much prefer the panties choice.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let's see, Couch Chief, don't be sure Congress had better straighten their little cowers to get the crap done with their taxes. Well, my taxes never went up yet, except for when little Walty boys want to fuck around with them. And welcome, Booty Duty Nick. I'm conflicted. Why now? What are you conflicted about? And Joe says, I want fries. Fries. Hey, talk about pulled pork. We had pulled pork sandwiches in the park today. Yeah, it's a bit more complicated than your question, Curtis, says Darth Plato.
It is true.
Yeah, and cheese for rock. And a barbecue tri-tip. I guess he's starting to say tri-tip sandwich. I don't know what the barbecue pork was made out of there, but it was good.
No, hopefully it was pork.
And Thomas says, I don't understand how people can support Ukraine and Iran when Iran is giving Russia drones to hit you. See, Thomas, they have to go against everything that the right is against. So if the right's against, it's nothing makes sense. There's even one guy said it's meant to confuse people. It's like, let's see, there's one post here. It's kind of like the one post that said, now I gotta remember what it was. It's you have to like kids. I'm a married monogamous lesbian that was looking for someone who is like.
Well, the thing is, a lot of lefties don't have any common sense at all. It's like every time I see a video on YouTube about the rainbow people, supporting gay rights in the Middle East, it's like you folks don't realize what would happen to you if you actually went there, right? It's like, makes no sense.
Joe's asking if Thomas is French. I am not sure. And I know he's American, but I don't know if his heritage beyond that. Is T-Man asking for capitulation or not? Unconditional surrender, change of government. The problem is limited military objectives do not lead to unconditional political.
I believe Trump stated the last few days that unconditional surrender is what he wants. Because I think he did do a video. It's like unconditional surrender. That's what Trump wants, basically.
Yeah, it's military science 101. And Thomas goes, nope. Is someone giving us the bird? Oh,
cheep.
Well, Bird has been giving Gorilla some donations tonight.
Oh, nice.
Oh, just a sec, sit down, just for you.
There
you go, sit there, just for you. Yeah, we are getting GTA 6 before Prometheus. Sorry, you wasn't here to see it. I used to be able to. I used to watch bum fights on YouTube. Yeah, but the problem is I see people get struck for less. Curtis here couldn't get monetized because something about harmful content. But what the harmful content is, they will fucking kill you.
And like every time the time comes up when they say I can reapply, they just suddenly say, "Well, no, sorry," because I don't even get a chance to reapply, and they're like, "No, you're out. Well, you can try again in a month or 2 or 3." Hello, Moira Kitty. Meow, meow.
Hey, Moira, how's it going? Let's see, limited objectives versus unlimited objectives.
What I don't get is how YouTube can do something like that, Curtis, and they don't give you a reason. Like no explanation. Like, what's the harmful content? Just
that's what I want to know. Yeah,
right.
I'll get
and
rid
they
of
never
it.
do.
I'll put it on Rumble and let them deal with it. Or, sorry, Green Machine. So,
Well, I mean, I don't understand. If they're going to tell you have harmful content, they should tell you what it is, and then you could take it down, right?
Yep.
Hey,
I'll be
Guys,
happy to.
breaking. Here we just got got a leak of Trump's next plan here of what's going to happen in Iran. It just got leaked.
Oh,
Okay. And can you share with us what that is?
There.
That is priceless. That is great.
Thanks, Boomer, for that one. Thanks, Boomer.
You got to save that one, Gorilla. You got to save that one.
Oh yeah.
That is great. Who made that? Who made that? Do we know who it was?
Boomer.
Boomer. That's awesome, man. That is great stuff.
Yeah. And AOC condemns disastrous decision to strike Iran called. Oh fuck! They call Trump could fart in an elevator. They claim that he's gassing a bunch of people and call for his impeachment.
By the way, what's the AOC? I'm not sure.
she's
she's your favorite big booty Latina.
Oh well,
yeah, she's that legislator from New York that everyone thinks is hot, and I would probably think she was hot if she just not say so much stupid crap.
Well, you just got to put duct tape around her mouth. She's just one of those. She should go back to bartending and give a $5 blowjob in the back room.
There you go.
So there's several things in that statement. First of all, how was it a disastrous decision when it was 100% successful? And why does standing up for democracy in the world means you should be impeached? I don't get either of those expressions in that statement.
Yeah. Did I say hi to Moira? And hey, Moira.
Go for it. Yeah.
Hey, Moira. Meow, meow.
Meow, meow. Meow, meow.
I said the other day that the 14 days was deception. It was more likely to move things into position. Yeah. I thought we were waiting for the Nimitz to get into position.
Good call. Good call.
Mind that Prometheus. Huh?
Link for...
I see all the chats.
Chat.
And Booty Duty Nick says organized crime. Iran's got the problem with modern military and government is that they foster this that wars can be waged just on airstrikes against targets here and there. Well, they've been saying that since World War II.
It is a good
bomb Germany into submission.
Well, remember during World War II that the Allies did drop a shitload of bombs on Germany, right?
Gosh, we did.
You know, remember a city called Dresden? Anybody? Because I
Yep.
Oh, look at Tokyo.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't Tokyo. That was what Nagasaki and Hiroshima, right? Where they nuked.
No, Tokyo. They dropped a bunch of napalm on it. It was all wooden structures.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, 100,000 people.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I mean, the carpet bombing was pretty successful for the Allies in World War II. So, you know, I can see it is if you've got air superiority, that does give you a definite advantage in any conflict, right?
It does. Doesn't necessarily mean you've won. We had incredible air superiority in Vietnam, and we still ended up losing.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they could take our Chinooks down with a slingshot.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, too, I think the thing with fighting North Vietnam was you were basically fighting an extremely radical, idealistic people, right? Like they were willing to die, you know, just to achieve their end game, right? And I never thought the U.S. was that dedicated. I thought the U.S. was in there. I don't know why. Actually, I still don't to this day. I'm not sure why the U.S. decided to get into that conflict because it was a very bad decision.
Well, it's because the CIA lied to us with the Gulf of Tonkin and said that the Vietnamese had sunk some of our ships when no such thing actually happened. And so,
yeah. I think the one thing I remember, because I was a kid back in the 60s, I remember there was this fear that somehow if the North Vietnamese took over the country, that would mean communism was going to take over the world, which of course is total nonsense now, right? When we look
Well,
back at it.
yeah, it was the domino theory. And to be fair, the domino theory turned out to be partially true. Moira, woo!
I'm not gonna lie, I would have been here sooner, but I saw a message and he told me he was going live because it shows you the sample of what they say at the thing. I didn't realize he sent me the link. I'm like, I feel fucking stupid now.
No.
I wrote in the chat, man, I want to be on this panel right now. I'm like, oh shit, he sent me the link already. I'm stupid.
Moira wants to talk about this? No.
Moira, you and Curtis were the first two people to get the link.
I know. Like I said, I feel dumb because, like, when you get a message, you see it up here, you just pull it down, you see a little of it. I didn't realize I got a link. I just saw that you were going live, and I'm like, oh, I'll go check him out in a minute, which I did. I just didn't realize I was invited, and I'm like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up on the chats here. We're
Okay.
20 minutes behind, too.
Go for it.
This
Oh my
was done
God.
some weeks ago with Houthi, and it made no difference. Exactly. Modern day mafia. Why you say no say? Iranian, we love you. And we get the sense that the Iranian program is an excuse to force regime change as a way to get the support for Hamas. Yeah, they've been saying this since the 90s. They've been saying the exact same thing for the 90s.
You got to realize though, like some of the Hamas support came from Israel, from Netanyahu himself. It was used to help keep from having a two-state solution. It was because technically neither wanted it. Hamas didn't want a two-state solution, and neither did Netanyahu, and that was their common bond.
Yeah.
You know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, kinda.
Yeah. The event is tied to the Gaza situation, exactly.
I think it's partially a distraction because everybody's looking at Iran, so they can finish, unfortunately, clearing out the Gaza and the West Bank, and nobody's paying attention to that right now. They're paying attention to Iran. So,
yeah.
I mean, shit was getting wild while we were looking. Imagine how wild it is when no one's looking.
Well, in all fairness, no one's been paying attention to Gaza for months.
Do what now?
In all fairness, nobody's been paying attention to Gaza for months.
But yeah, I've noticed. Well, they push certain things onto algorithms to catch your attention. I keep getting the stuff for 28 years later, kitty videos, which to be fair is my fault. They keep sending me Iran stuff, but I have to go out of my way to find Gaza stuff. Like they have been pushing stuff on the algorithm to distract us with shiny different things.
Ooh, that was shiny. What was that?
Right, and I was like, "Hey, that salmon meal looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to make that." Damn, and I'm like, "Shit, it's distracting me." The kitty videos and and they have hilarious biblical AI stories that are popping up.
Yes,
funny as shit.
Have you seen the AI story of the American Revolution yet?
He's like, "Hey, Chad, it's me, your boy George Washington. We're about to cross this river. Watch us." It was. I know.
Nice.
Yeah, Curtis, did I send that to you?
You sent me the one about the redcoats, like what the redcoats were going through in the revolution. So what kind of a blank move is it that you won't just stand there and get shot? I don't understand.
Yeah, let's see. I would have been more worried if they had not done this. The Booty Beauty Nick Slavitt. Not anti-white, no for me. By what's up? Okay.
So adorable.
And Scurvy gives giving Scurvy that. More compliance you are.
Boom.
Support.
That's not kosher.
Yeah. Cooper just told me to check my DMs there. It's Fat Mug Anti-Christmas, okay. And Enigma Silver says, "Wah." Pretty new, welcome. Never season was frustrating gameplay today. He didn't stream much. He doesn't like the control on Alpha. I know he's been having problems with the internet, hasn't he? Lately, too. Chuck, hey, that's some nice facilities you have there. Be shameful if something would happen to them. Oh, we got a glimpse of Cassie.
Exactly.
And Moira's giving us cat paws and meows to everybody. They censored you because it's a wrong thing.
Exactly. Wrong think. Wrong think.
Yeah. And see, I will not be sacrificing my child for a blue and white country. Well, my kid. The thing is, my kid's too young to be drafted, and I'm in the bracket of, oh shit, we really fucked up for the draft.
Oh, wait, what is this?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that now. Time to go. It's time to go. All wars are bankers' wars, exactly. Clip that girl. I was already planning on it. Kid out expect sense from AOC. Just knee-jerk leftist bullshit. Yeah, she should just go back to bartending again with those $5. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot because of Biden inflation. It's $10 blowjob in the back room now. All wars are fought for honor, fear, or position.
Or position.
Yeah, well, we don't take anything anymore. We don't get the spoils of war. No, not this World War II. Now, if Trump can stop falling for Russian propaganda and see them just as much as a terrorist state as Iran is.
I don't know if Trump's really falling for Russian propaganda right now because Putin is against this war happening. So it doesn't sound like he's listening to anything Putin's got to say.
You'll forget, lemon pie. I'm a Russian asset myself. I want Trump to fall for all Russian propaganda.
Man, I'm sitting here broke as fuck.
Tell me about it. I resemble that remark.
Like, why can I not get hired by the people I'm on the side of? Because I'm not gonna put out any truth or propaganda or anything that I don't believe in. So
yeah,
why can't I get hired?
Yeah, the last time the U.S. declared war was in World War II. Yeah, whatever happened to actually declaring war? You know, I thought the Congress
apparently that's just out the window. Thomas Massey and some others were getting together and they were trying to solidify that, you know, certain steps would have to be taken and for us to not be in this war. And old boy's just like, you know what, let's do it. And I'm like,
yeah.
Like, my daughter just turned 18 about 22 days ago. I am not sacrificing my child to a banker's war. Hell fucking no.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we should somehow find a way to form our own bank.
I mean, that sounds complicated, but I just meant like.
Sorry.
I just feel like for the most part, all wars are bankers' wars.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if you look at the shit that happened, like, oh my god, my brain. Oh my god, I forgot which particular conflict. But basically, it was the start where they basically the Rothschilds and all them, they actually banked for both sides and then spread a rumor that England had lost. And then they sold off a bunch of their bonds for real cheap. And it turned out they actually hadn't lost, but then they were under the Rothschild bankers after that.
Yeah. And welcome, Sashi.
Meow, meow, Sashi.
Hail, Sashi, man from the future.
Modern thinking is that selective airstrikes only can decide political objectives in the absence of combined arms like ground campaign. It is not true. Yeah. And Vietnam was the domino theory. Yeah, it was.
Yep.
And PVP, AOC is a clown, former bartender, now congresswoman from New York. She is in the media all the time for two things. She's cute and she's mildly psychotic. So,
I don't know if she's mildly psychotic, but I have to admit there is times where she does have crazy person eyes. You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not trying to be mean. I don't know a lot about her, but
put it this way: one of my clapback pictures for on Reddit and Twitter is that's not stupid. That's not just stupid. That's AOC stupid.
Don't.
She looks like she would set fire to your house with you asleep in it if you made her mad. Like she has crazy chick eyes, which don't get me wrong. I mean, I can kind of understand the feeling, but like not actually doing it. But she looks like she would. She looks like she actually would do it.
You know,
or would stalk the shit out of you.
You know what blows my mind is it's not the crazy politicians, because we got plenty of them in my country as well as yours, but it's the fucking millions of dumbass voters that elect them.
Exactly. Well, because all right, so we've been brainwashed for a long time, and I've heard it. It's just that I don't take brainwashing very well because I'm just I never took programming well. Even as a child in school, I'd sleep through it, or I would be interested in other stuff. Like I couldn't even take the program that the teacher was trying to give. I just couldn't. Like I just can't. And so I'm always just not. I don't know. Maybe it's the ADHD. Save
You're basically an independently thinking outsider, like I am. I'm guessing.
Right.
Wrong. That's
Now, people
wrong.
may
That is
not like the stuff I
bad.
think, but I can always show why I think the way that I do. They may not like it, but they'd be like, okay, I can see where you at least came to that. I don't agree, but I can see why you would come to this conclusion. You know, things
The
like
thing
that.
is, I always kind of like to try and have a rational reason as to why I think something.
Right.
But when I listen to some of these lefty groups, it's like, you know, some of them are just bonkers. They're
are.
Just, you know,
honestly, it's both sides. It's the super leftists and the super evangelicals. They're both such extremes of each other. They have so much in common. It's fucking weird because there's certain ideologies that they don't share, but it's their behavior that is so similar. It's crazy. They will both do their best to save you, even if it kills you.
I don't like extremists in general, like any extremists, right? So, yeah. Well, the trouble is with extremists, generally those people are ideologues too, right? They have an extreme ideology, and they think if everybody else in the world doesn't agree with them, they shouldn't be there, right? Like,
right, exactly, and that concept is insanely dangerous, and both are bad about it. It just depends on who's doing what. Like the Republicans said they're against wars until it's their guy doing it. The Democrats are against wars till it's their guy doing it. And I'm sitting here like, I miss when people were anti-war. Where the hell is everybody? You know? Because honestly, we don't need another war. We really don't. The last one lasted over 20 years.
Well, you know, I think the problem is governments in general, because I mean, there's 9 billion people on planet Earth or something now. I think the majority of people would just like to live their life in peace and have families and go to work and, you know, put food on the table. But it's the damn governments, because you get the elite hierarchy on any government, and they start getting corrupt, and they start getting stupid and selfish and self-serving. Like that's what we got in Canada. Because
preach, my brother.
So many Canadians voted for the damn Liberal Party again after 10 years of absolute corruption. It's corruption. I've been voting since the 70s, right? That's how old I am. And I've never seen a federal government that is corrupt. And I hate to use a word like this, but I think they're outright evil now. I really do, because they don't care about the Canadian people at all. They've let mass floods of illegal immigration into the country. They're blocking things like the Alberta getting its oil to world markets, right? But they won't build a pipeline to the West Coast or the East Coast. So Alberta, which basically drives the economy, and by the way, Western Canada sends billions of dollars in payments to Eastern Canada, equalization payments they're called, right? The East takes billions of dollars out of the West, and the West gets nothing but shit. We get nothing but disrespect in return. And there is a Western separation movement building out here.
Yes.
And, you know, I wish to God it would actually happen. I don't know if it's even, you know, really feasible realistically, but
I'm not sure the politicians will allow it to happen. People will suddenly disappear if it's not in the rich people's interest.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. The feds are gonna fight it all the way, of course.
Yep.
Absolutely. Right, just a sec. I want to say welcome to Nemesis. Sorry, you were buried in the mix of everybody. Welcome, Nemesis to Eden.
Hey there, Nemesis.
Hey, Nemesis.
Yeah.
And hugs to Lemon Pie, by the way.
Yeah. Scurvy says, oh, is he saying OC is likely a Great Lake? Oh, that sucks. Let's see. You tell Bird a legend. Scurvy, but you may suck all your blood out of it.
Oh dear.
Well, at least it's afterwards, I guess. Oh, and being possibly worth it. Oh, I take that back. It's been too long for me, LOL. And Scurvy says, you guys have zero taste. I've been having problems with my internet. Oh, that sucks. I hate when I have internet problems. We appreciate Hot Fire Latinas, Boomer. That's a fair assessment.
Suzanne says, "Who's the girl?"
Yes.
Hey, welcome, Suzanne. We finally got a taco for the taco and sausage parties here. Her name's Moira. Yeah, and her gets herking.
Nuki, be quiet. Sorry,
Sashi says, "I don't spread propaganda. My government does it on my behalf."
Well, that's what our tax dollars go for, right? So
Yep.
they can keep spreading lies to the people.
Cal Sheep is asking if we can start drafting the homeless.
I know a lot of our homeless are already veterans who've been ignored and discarded. I don't know if they want to
Exactly.
go around too.
Yeah, that's the sad thing up here too. Is there are veterans that are, what really pisses me off? There's veterans that are homeless, and at the same time, my government here in BC is giving free drugs to the addicts, so they can shoot up on the street. They call it harm reduction. I don't know. How is it harm reduction when you're enabling drug addicts to remain addicts for their entire life until they die and never have a productive or meaningful life? How is that harm reduction? To me, that's the opposite of harm reduction.
What's involved in this harm reduction program?
Well, basically, the BC government provides free drugs, fentanyl, heroin, whatever your drug of choice is. They'll give it to the addicts for free.
Well, for free. That's wild. I mean,
that's our tax dollars. Our tax dollars are paying for it, Mario. It drives me nuts.
I think it's interesting, actually. It's an interesting approach, actually. Because if the drugs are free, granted, the drug addict will have less incentive to break into someone's house or kill somebody for the money. So that's one way. Is they're giving them free, what do they call them, rigs, so they can do their drugs. Yeah. That means there's less likely to have to share it and spread disease. So I can see that might be an interesting approach to try and see how it plays out. Yeah. And besides, a lot of people do believe that people should be able to do drugs, and if they go, it's their choice. So I mean, it's a very libertarian kind of view. Do they also give free programs to help get off of drugs? Do they do that too?
No, they don't. That's the problem. They should be. They should basically have, and the thing is, these addicts do go out and commit crimes. Just because they get free drugs. Well, they get high and then they go do something stupid, right? Some of them. Well, so it's like, if you're going to do that harm reduction, I don't think it's harm. I think it's harmful personally, but you've got to have some treatments. What I would like to see. I would actually like to see them make drugs illegal again, and I would like to see addicts have two choices. One, you go to jail if it's a criminal offense that you've done, or two, you have mandatory drug treatment to get off the drugs for the rest of your life, get clean, and live like a human being again, right? Because these people living on the streets, they're not living like people.
Right.
I feel sorry for them. Don't get me wrong. I know I sound like a hard ass, but it's because I am a compassionate person. I don't, I've seen 20 somethings, on the street living in tents, and it's like that. These people aren't having a life. They're not having a life, right? So I don't get it. I just don't. Yeah. I get very frustrated.
I don't think they should make the drugs illegal, but I feel like if you're going to give them free drugs and free rigs to do their drug, they should offer free treatment, because someone might be like, you know what, I'm done getting high and I think they should offer that too. Not here's drugs, but no counseling. I think that's fucking ridiculous.
The whole point is to destroy the country, though.
Well, that's the
whole reason.
Yeah, it's doing damage. I can remember even back in the 80s, Canada was a wonderful country back then. When I first stories. The first time I got panhandled was I was just finishing up our art school around 1980 in Vancouver, and I'd never been panhandled in my life before that. And the first time I got panhandled was going into a 7-Eleven store, and there was this lady sitting on the sidewalk, and she's like, can you spare some change? And I'm like, what? Like, I'd never heard, nobody had ever said that to me before. That's how great Canada was back then, right? But then after the 1980s, it went downhill. And the last 25 years or so, it's getting abysmal here. It really is.
Yeah. I want to catch up on chats here real quick.
Go for it.
Yeah, you guys didn't understand what I was saying. I mean, the Russian propaganda depicting itself as the good guy in its invasion and attack on
Everybody tries to
Ukraine.
depict themselves as the good guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
no one
Even
says
I
I'm the
do.
bad guy.
everybody's the hero of their own story. Yeah,
Right?
honestly,
That's no shit.
yeah, honestly, the reason why wars aren't declared is because of the legalism associated with it. Legality of a declaration of war has only been a thing since 1907 Hague Convention.
But we've had
No,
a
it
shit
was
ton of
written.
wars since then.
It was written right into our Constitution. It was written right into the Constitution.
Well, the thing is, like World War II. I remember, I think Canada was the second or third nation to declare war on Germany. We were right in there, like within about a week and a half after.
Yeah,
they
y'all are some
invaded Poland,
savage
right?
fuckers, man. They had to add stuff onto the Geneva Convention because of y'all. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
y'all were
well-
the ones that coined "it's not a crime" the first time.
Hey, well, there's an old saying that goes back a ways. The person was complaining, "Hey, that goes against the Geneva Convention," and the Canadians were like, "The what?"
Yep.
Well, you know,
Geneva.
World War One or World War II.
you probably heard those stories about the Canadians in the First World War.
And the food cans.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
that's
threw-
exactly what. Yeah, because there was the First World War and the Second. Y'all were like, "Yeah, we'll try this again," and add more stuff to add it on.
Well,
I was like,
the thing
"Damn."
was, Mario, when you had trench warfare, the troops are very close, fighting each other, right?
Right.
So I remember that one story where the Germans, were begging for food, so the Canadians threw them food, and then the next wave they threw were hand grenades.
they
That's
threw
fucked up.
no, they did 2 rounds of canned food. The third one is when they threw the grenades because that time they were expecting more cans of food,
Yeah.
and they were all picked up.
That's fucked up, though. That is kind of mean. Like,
Oh, it's horrible, but hey, war is war. Like
well, I know, but it makes me think of like that Christmas truce, and I'm like, man, it was
I
probably
did,
Canadian
yeah.
that ended
I
that.
think
No, I'm
that
just kidding.
I think that actually did happen, and that was they actually did have a real truce for like 12
Yes.
hours or something.
Yeah,
right? It's a beautiful story, but of
Yeah,
course,
it is.
after that they got to go back to killing each other.
yeah, that
Unfortunately,
was really sad, and it really goes
Well-
to prove what you said. It's the government's doing this, not the people.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
you know
I-
what my luck would be that Baltimore soldier that died at 10:59 on November 11th of 1918. Yeah, but Curtis, you want to read this one?
Yeah, CNN reports that top Democrats on intelligence committees were not briefed on the strikes, while Republicans were. So that explains why there were no leaks.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's see. She gives off crazy ex-girlfriend vibes.
Yes, that's what I was
Well,
saying. She looks like she'll stalk you. Yeah.
AOC. AOC.
Yeah, see, that's sweet. I told them earlier that you were getting frustrated with Elden Ring. Yeah. I respected Trump also just to respond bluntly that some of his advisors were just wrong on this. When asked instead of pretending all his cabinet was 100% on board.
well, I remember a video the other day I watched where some of Trump's they were, I don't know, some team like negotiators that were going to fly to Iran to negotiate with the Iranian dictatorship, and I was like, no, and then Trump's basically said fuck that, and he pulled them back and sent them back to the U.S. right, because there's no way Trump wants to negotiate at this point.
Nah,
Trump wants to finish this once and for all.
Well, no,
And I
because
think-
no,
I
they're
think
going to find an
overall
excuse trying
the-
to finish everything in the Middle East because they went after Iraq, they went after Afghanistan, they went after Syria, well, Libya, then Syria, and every time they promise, well, it'll be better this time, and every time it's a disaster, and every
The
time
only-
you end up with a new fucking Al Qaeda, an ISIS, or something. Every time,
The only different. See, every country is different, though. I mean, the thing with Afghanistan and Iraq is, they basically were, running their own regime. They weren't really having much international influence, really. It's Iran that has been funding a lot of, state-sponsored terrorism groups, and I think, it'll be interesting to see. I really want the Iranian people to be free again. That's what I want more than anything. Because there's no way women should have to wear these fucking ridiculous costumes,
agree.
and
the Islamic Revolution was brought on because the CIA decided to install the Shah and kick out a democratically elected leader.
Yep.
So
well,
we created that.
the thing is too. Then Carter turned on the Shah and got him out.
Yeah,
So once
and
again,
it just got worse. Every time
ha-
we interfere, it gets worse. So
you
it's
kind
like,
of have
hey,
to
it'll
look.
be different
You
this
have to
time.
look at the U.S. history. Like, your country has unfortunately interfered in a lot of situations and have done a lot of damage over the decades,
It
right?
has. You're absolutely
and-
right.
And that's
And I
one of the
don't believe
reasons.
this time is going to be any different. It's going to get fucking worse because they
I-
went after Iraq, they went after Afghanistan, and we may not like some of these presidents or dictators, but to some degree, you have to have a monster to keep away other monsters.
Well,
and every time they kill one of these monsters, you end up with a whole splatter of other monsters running around.
Well,
and they always use the same excuse. Oh, he's hurting his own people. He's hurting his own people. They use that every excuse, every time.
Well, I think going into Iraq was a big mistake, personally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you had the leadership in Iraq, what's his name? God, I'm having a brain cramp here.
Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, Hussein. Of course, he was an asshole. He was
Right?
a horrible man.
But
Yeah,
he
it was
kept
evil.
things in check. You didn't have things like Al Qaeda and ISIS out of control.
Well, that's the thing. Hussein basically he did not like the Muslim population. He did not like their ideology or their religion, right? So he kept an iron boot on those people, right? And he controlled them. And I think if the West had been smart, they just would have left Iraq alone.
Yes.
But you know what happened? But the sad thing that happened after 9/11, the U.S. was looking for a scapegoat, to go and attack. And instead of attacking the real people, I think, which were what's his face? I can't remember, but he was in a different country entirely, was he not?
Yeah. It's like, these people had a passport from Syria, or no, it wasn't Syria. I don't remember what country, but it sure as hell wasn't Afghanistan. They went to Afghanistan instead.
Yeah, what was the top guy? The guy they finally Obama basically eliminated.
Oh, Bin Laden.
Bin Laden.
Bin Laden. Now, see, Bin Laden was the snakehead, right?
I'm not even entirely sure because he used to be a CIA asset. And anytime the CIA is done with they list you.
That's right.
The thing is, though, they should have just, if they wanted to target somebody, they should have just targeted him at that point and left Iraq alone. In my opinion,
they supposedly did, but they wanted an excuse to go into Iraq and Iran to get Halliburton and get the oil and this.
I think that's why they did it, with the oil. I think they wanted.
And they did the same thing with Syria and Assad. They claimed that he was killing his own people, but the accusation that he was killing his own people with poison gas or whatever didn't happen until around 2010, when he refused to allow a pipeline to go through Syria. They were like, "Oh, hell to no!" He's like, "No, I'm going to do business with Turkey. I'm not doing business with y'all." And that's when the accusations that he was doing these chemical experiments on his own people started happening. They only made the accusation after he told the West no, and then. They had been fighting tooth and nail. They sanctioned the shit out of him. So he found a way for them to make money other than that. And they got mad about that. And so then they've been after him for years with the same accusation. And even General Mattis even said there was no evidence to show that Assad had actually used poison gas on his people. There was no evidence of this. And I think I'm more likely to believe General Mattis than I am most of our politicians. And so he said there was no proof this even happening, and they try to hush him up. And so they finally got Assad out, and now they'll be able to have that pipeline go through. But now Syria's got all kinds of havoc going on that I said would happen if Assad was kicked out. Sure enough, you would have ISIS. Not only do they have ISIS running around, they've elected a member of ISIS to be in charge of the country. How did we help democracy there? We fucking didn't. Anytime we claim we're going to spread democracy, we spread death.
All right, guys, I'm going to have to get going here pretty soon, so let's catch up on all the chats. Then people have human nature. We will not mess. We should not. Human nature. Governments are messed up because people are in it. All governments will end and fail eventually. So, Darth Plato, are you saying that AI should be our government?
Yes. Oh no.
So you want the HAL 9000 to run our world? Is that what?
No,
you're
the
saying?
you want the T800. Or maybe you want to upgrade to the T1000.
They're working on that. I think they are working on that.
Yeah. So even Canada has East Coast, West Coast beef. Yeah. And the grill, that's more your.
Hey, we got great beefcake here. Okay, just saying.
Yeah, it's Scurvy says Suzanne. We say shake your hoots and shake. LOL, JK. And first time, is this the first time hearing Moira? We love Moira around here. Suzanne Moira has panels on her own channel and on Raquel's often, and probably more places too.
No, just basically those.
Yeah, and welcome Booger. Yeah, giving dangerous drugs is just what the government gives someone Huxley wrote about.
Well, we are getting close to that kind of state, really. It's like 1984 is getting close here.
It is. There's a company called Pantier that's being ushered in, and all these protests are being used as an excuse to create a surveillance state.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they want to bring in a bill soon to monitor us on the internet. They're also trying to get rid of money, like cash money. They would like to make it all digital. So, of course, if that ever happens, of course, you won't be able to buy anything without the government knowing what you're buying, right? So, yeah, and they also want to take the, legal gun owners. They want to take their guns away. Yeah. I mean, it's all a pattern if you're paying attention as to what's coming. It's not good.
Yeah, and PvP, do you want to read this one?
Sure, I can do that. The real winner here, Canada. Trump's invasion plans are on hold while the forces are tied up elsewhere.
I scroll. Wait, where are you at on the chat? Because I see Old Man Bird.
This is on Curtis's channel.
Oh, okay. Because he wrote a comment. He goes, Libya isn't downing civilian airliners anymore. I'm gonna guess that you're talking about that thing that happened in December of 1988 over Lockerbie, Scotland, where Libya was accused of downing a passenger plane. I'm assuming you're referring to that, which 1988 has absolutely nothing to do with Assad. Not a damn thing, sir. That was before we even invaded and caused the havoc that is going on right now. Afghan terrorists aren't knocking down skyscrapers anymore. We don't have any proper proof that anyone in Afghanistan had anything to do with that. I can guess which country probably did, but nobody's going to want to hear it. And Iraq isn't torturing and invading other countries anymore. I think we use the excuse that our leader is torturing his people as an excuse to invade when we really don't care about those people anyway. Because our country does really terrible shit. We should take over the government and fucking stop them from doing their CIA blackout sites. But I'm getting too frisky. I'm sorry.
Hey, I don't mind a frisky woman,
Marty. No, you're all right, Mario. No, I reject utilitarianism.
Utilitarianism.
Okay, that's wow. I don't know what to make of that comment. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know either.
He says Iraq would wait and would not hesitate to take Saudi Arabia. I don't know how easy that would have been to take Saudi. Well, maybe back then. Saudi Arabia is pretty hard to take now. They've gotten very beefed up. They're not just some desert place anymore.
Yeah, Suzanne, that is Curtis Selby under PvP. Let's see, drug addicts, bad judgment won't get better by helping them delete themselves with more drugs. They tried that in San Francisco, California, I understand.
Well, yeah, no offense to PvP, but his country is also, and I'm sure we're not far behind, one of those places like, well, we can't offer you any depression counseling, but here, you can commit suicide. That'll be okay.
Well, that's another problem I have. This has happened in the last decade. The last decade has really sucked bad under the Liberal government. The Liberals, I don't use the word evil very often because I think that's a word that's overused personally. But I think the current government we've got, Trudeau, when he first came in like 10 years ago, he seemed like he was going to be a good leader, right? At first, I even voted for him back then.
Yeah.
And then as the years went on, especially it's like when 2020 with the virus thing happened, right?
Oh God, yeah.
And they had the truckers protest. I don't know if you're familiar with that in Ottawa.
Oh yeah.
And the truckers basically they were protesting against some of the mandates at that time. They were peaceful. They were not hostile. They didn't cause any damage. They didn't. Yep. And they got arrested. They got their bank accounts frozen, which I think is totally illegal. No government ever do that. And they got
donations were also seized.
And there's still some of them fighting in court for their freedom right now. It's disgusting.
It is.
And then the thing is, like, I remember like 6 months ago in Montreal, they had the riots. This was the pro, certain religious group riots, the Palestinian, supporters, and they were smashing windows, burning cars in the streets. It was an absolute shit show. And the government did not one arrest. It did not freeze any bank. It did nothing. It just sat back and watched.
That's because they were most likely the ones that help engineer that. Because a lot of times you can tell which ones are legitimate protests and which ones are not, because it depends on who's got an axe to grind and who kind of. We had a few years ago. We had a Black Lives Matter protest. I'll get it right, and everything was fine. And I was live streaming everything as I was kind of walking along, and by the grace of I don't know what, I happened to be walking next to one of the agent provocateurs I always talk about. I didn't realize. I mean, I should have known because he looked like he hadn't bathed in a week and he was dressed like Hot Topic 20 years ago. So I should have known, but I didn't realize until he walked up to people dressed similar to him. And my camera is rolling, so this is still on my fucking channel. Like, I still have the proof of this. And he goes, man, I can't wait till we can do the Molotov cocktails or something like that. And the girl in front of him looked at me because she saw behind me. He didn't know I was there. And she was like, he's kidding. I swear he's kidding. And he's like, and he looked caught. And guess what? They fucking disappeared from that crowd, and none of that happened. So I caught the little son of a bitch on tape. But people will be brought in to dissuade a movement. They do it with any movement. The January 6th thing had FBI. I found an article somewhere where the FBI said they couldn't actually remember how many informants they had all up in that crowd and agents. They couldn't remember, they claim, which I find unlikely because there's got to be like a timestamp or on their pay stub for it. But January 6th, they have feds in there to cause havoc and create problems where there wasn't any. Black Lives Matter, same thing. The truckers thing, there were probably some people looking rowdy or looking suspicious that weren't actually legitimately the trucker protesters. And they're doing the same thing with the stuff in LA. And so most of the time, and the pro-Palestinian ones also have agent provocateurs put in, because they know that they can make this protest look bad, nobody will listen to them, and that nothing changes. And so that's why they do it, because they don't want enough people to get together to make any change at all for anybody, no matter who it is.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you, Moria. Moria, can you read this one?
Oh, hi, Moria. You look great as always. I love you, lemon pie.
Yeah. And I was referring to the Declaration of War as an international norm, which is different from what is in the Constitution. Okay. And
Well,
Serbia is not back around anymore. He's taking a break on weekends.
Yeah, I saw him the other night.
Yeah.
Well, he's around.
PvP, can you read this one?
Okay, Lemon says Canadians hopped up with eggnog dripping off their lips, overrunning German trenches in World War I.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Hello,
Lemon is never going to get that eggnog joke die. He's never going to allow that.
Yeah. And Screw was asking Susanna, she's saying he's seeing around playing a chance. The Hague Convention is meant to supersede to the U.S. Constitution passed. The Romans are similar norms. Our Constitution takes precedence. The Iranians canceled negotiations first. So
Actually, the sad truth is treaties supersede the Constitution. That's why we have to be so careful with them.
Okay. Darth Plato said the Iranians canceled the negotiations.
I also think back in World War II, there was still the tradition where if you were going to attack a country, you declared war before you did that, right?
Right.
Just
Back
as
then.
Just that out the window.
as a courtesy. I mean, I know that sounds weird. You're being courteous to a country you're going to bomb or whatever.
Right.
But it's like, remember the Civil War in America, where the soldiers would line up, the North and the South they'd line up on the battlefield to kill each other, shoot each other down, and they just march forward against each other. I mean, that seems crazy to me when I
But it's
look
pretty
at
above board and up front, though.
But the thing is, back then, I'm thinking, okay, in the minds of those soldiers on both sides, that was the honorable way to fight, right? You lined up like a man, and it was honorable.
Hey, PvP, I'm pretty sure the "fuck you" that was written on the bomb, pretty much made the statement that we were declaring war. I think it made it pretty clear.
Uh-huh.
And if I remember correctly, in the Civil War, didn't they also have a rule that, like, while the other was sleeping, they wouldn't go sneak over and start killing them all in their sleep? They catch each other at first light. I think there was some rule about that in some of them.
That's the Revolutionary War, I thought.
I thought it was Civil War as well. I thought
it was a Civil War. Anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah,
I haven't heard about it, but yeah.
But all right, I'm gonna catch up on these chats, and then we're gonna promote everybody and call her a night.
Woo!
He said he'll be less active for a while. For a little while, he's still around. Yeah, he's not feeling well. Libya isn't downing civilian airlines anymore. Afghan terrorists aren't knocking down skyscrapers anymore. Iraq isn't torturing and invading other countries anymore. Not threatening Saudi anymore.
Yeah, Libya hadn't done that in a long time anyway.
Yeah.
And they were accused of it.
Yeah. And so, let's see. Suzanne says, Moria, I would much rather have a guy like Trump in charge than what we got in Canada. If our economies opened up Canada to all Iran's bad guys offering refugee status.
But see, that's what the system wants from us. They want us to go, well, at least this guy's not as bad as that guy. I think we should raise our standards. I mean, it's like dating someone and going, well, he slaps me, but at least he doesn't punch me. No, we need to raise our standards. We need to have better people all around. Like, but at least he's not as bad as this. Well, I think we should have better.
Well, I think we got to get rid of a lot of the people in Congress first, then work on the president.
Amen to that.
That's true. That's true. We do.
Yeah, that's right. Saudi. Even the passports they found of the people who took over the aircrafts were Saudi citizens, which had nothing to do
15 out of the 19,
Afghanistan or Iraq.
Yeah, 15 out of 19, right? Yeah, see,
I think a lot of them did come from Saudi, didn't they? When I think about it,
a lot of them, most of them did, if I remember right.
And one thing that drives me crazy is there's some anti-Canadian people in the U.S. that still believe that the terrorists snuck in through Canada when actually they landed. Most of them, I think, landed in New York Kennedy Airport. And some of them landed, I believe it's an airport in Florida. I can't remember the actual name.
I think one of them actually took a flight school here in Norman, Oklahoma. Actually.
Yeah.
They were taking flight school for like a year or two before they attacked.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. They're only worried about steering the plane. They said they didn't want to learn how to land the plane. Do you think that'd be like a little bit of a red flag?
Yeah, that would be a red fucking flag. I don't know. That guy could not have actually said that. There's no fucking way. Because one, that'd be giving away what you're doing, and two, the guy should have been like, "No, I'm not teaching you." I think that guy was saying it just for having some extra airtime on the TV.
Yeah, I imagine they had to stick to the program, to lie their way through it.
Hey, Curtis, you want to read this one?
Let's see what we got. Iraq took Kuwait and would not have hesitated to take Saudi Arabia and the rest of the peninsula. That's how the U.S. got this to Saudi.
To take.
I hear you, but the old man bird saying he was there. So,
well, the interesting thing this week. Sorry, Curtis. I'll just take a second. Some of the videos I watched this week when they were live videos, there's 2C TV, which I watch, and he's got a really good channel because he actually is Iranian, but he lives in London. His father is still in Iran. I think he might have been able to escape in the last couple of days.
I hope so.
But he's got a great channel.
He really does.
Who is this?
2C TV.
Yeah.
Hey, can you put that in the private chat? Because for some reason I'm not hearing English correctly.
Sure. Yeah. Give me a second here to find it.
And let's see. Darth Plato said, going into Iraq was following the Wilson foreign policy philosophy. Topple regime, nation build, import democracy, make all pre-modernized countries modern.
Yeah, but there was no real democracy. Nothing is better for us fucking with it. It really hasn't been.
Yeah. And Wilson's
underlining
because of it. Yeah. And Wilson said Wilson's underlining the assumption democratic nations do not declare war on each other. Bullshit.
Which, I mean, I love the thought, but I hopefully I'm not misreading you, Darth Plato, but I used to be a big fan of Wilson's, but now I'm really not. I'm really not a fan of Wilson anymore. But that doesn't mean you don't have a point. That was his underlying assumption, was that democratic nations don't declare war on each other.
Let's see. Preach OMB and get Mario to read her chat, please. I've been reading every single one.
I posted the link in the private chat there for you, Mario.
Let's see.
All right, yeah, I saw it. Thank you.
That should work.
Yeah.
That should work.
Yeah, let's see. It's not a POTUS problem. It's a State Department problem. The State Department is a Wilson cult.
Yes. Preach it, Darth Plato.
All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go get the blanket for it.
Okay. Do you guys want me to read the chat till he gets back?
I just want to quickly say, I think the problem is government has gotten too complex and too multi-layered. And
yes.
I mean, you know what? One thing I agree with Trump is we need to cut a lot of these departments, like just eliminate them.
But he has.
Some of them are useless. Some of them pretty much are doing nothing. Right? They're taking millions of dollars and achieving very little. And it's like, okay, if I was at my job having no productivity, guess what would happen to me in a couple of months? I get fired. And the thing is, some of these government departments go on year after year after year, wasting tax money, achieving very, very little of value, and yet they still keep going because the government it's bloated. The government is bloated.
Correct.
Remember that scene in that Monty Python movie where you had Mr. Creosote in the restaurant? You guys ever got to watch that? It's hilarious.
I don't remember that one.
Oh,
I didn't watch that one.
I think that's the history of the world. No. Anyway, it's hilarious because Mr. Creosote must weigh like 1,000 pounds. He's so fat, right? He walks into the restaurant and eats the meal. At the end of the scene, he basically explodes because he ate too much. It's gross. It's really gross, but it's also really funny. So,
yeah. All right. So Darth Plato says, "No, I reject the AI nonsense."
We're going to be having a lot of it. We're going to have a lot of it to try to help justify a war. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, and I'm a fan myself after the kiss blown by Moira. Oh, and eggnog is no laughing matter.
Right.
Okay, gang, back to the war news. Go back. No, the handshake mentioned. All the wars deception.
That's a good one, Darth Plato.
Yeah. To be fair, that tradition was back before there was the internet around to let the enemy know you've declared war on them.
Yeah.
You know, I always thought the war was
somebody blindsiding them.
Yeah, but I always thought that the "fuck you" written on the bombs there was your declaration.
Well, it's like the ancient samurai code. You were supposed to warn your opponent before your attack, but technically, just yelling and drawing your sword
that's a little bit
was a warning. So
yeah.
And I'm so sorry, Real Wade Nation Gaming. I did not see that until about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. And welcome, Railway Gaming there. Welcome. I'm not a student of Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson is overrated. Just saying.
Yeah, notice the presidents, R&D, talk about spreading democracy. Yep. Bush said it. Obama said it.
Exactly.
Wilson.
Yep.
Agreed. Yeah. Middle Eastern people don't
declare. I don't want it.
Let's see. Middle Eastern people don't declare war. They declare a jihad. Don't you guys watch Team America?
Dang it! No, I haven't.
I refuse to learn about foreign policy from Team America World Police.
I haven't seen it.
All right. So that was our last chat. I'm gonna go ahead and promote people. Then we're gonna promote ourselves there. So thank you, Darth Plato. Curtis, does Darth Plato have anything on his channel?
It seems like he does, but I can't remember what it is because I'm a big jerk.
All right. So make sure to check out Darth Plato and thank you, Sashi, for coming. No one declared war against Malaysia. They just say they're coming to liberate us before trying to take over.
Yeah, they like to do that in certain countries.
Yeah. And thank you, Real Wade Nation Gaming. All he does gaming, and he puts the clips of it on his channel, so make sure to check him out. Thank you, Accounting Sheep, for coming. Curtis, he's on your channel, so you promote Accounting Sheep.
Who, what, where, how, why?
Accounting Sheep.
Oh, Accounting Sheep. Yes, please check out Accounting Sheep. He does some incredible stuff with poems, some really great parodies of songs. He's got a poem out. It's a English translation of the old Latin poem. I'm having a senior moment. Horatius, which was an old, like, it's basically the Roman version of the Revolutionary War. It's how they became a republic. So it's really beautiful. It's really fantastic. If please check out his channel. But if nothing else, listen to that poem, Horatius. You will feel the stir in your blood, and you will want to defend against the evil people. So there it is.
So yeah, thank you, and thank you, Suzanne, for coming, and thank you, Booger 414 for coming. He's on your channel there, Curtis.
Who's oh, Booger? Booger, do you have anything? You know, I need to check. Booger, what has Booger got? Booger, 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 Booger. Nope, he does not have content, but he's good people.
Yeah,
sorry, I hit the wrong damn tab again and X'd myself out. Damn.
I've done that many times.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done it. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Thanks, Kirby. Thank you, Suzanne, for coming on. And thank you, Old Man Bird, for coming on. And thank you for those the super chat and the super sticker. That's very generous of you. He has a few cover songs and showing off his guitars on his channel. So make sure to check out Old Man Bird's channel there.
Woo!
By the way, I posted the Mr. Creosote link earlier. Hopefully it's still there. It's not there now because I just rejoined. But yeah, it's really gross, but it's really funny.
Yeah, thank you, Nemesis Z, for coming. He has a fantastic gaming channel. He's great with the chats. He has good sense of humor. They're good conversation. It's a lot of fun. Make sure to check him out. And thank you, the Phantom Boomer Explorers, for coming. He does 3 watch parties a week on Friday, or Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And on his Cosby channel, he puts the trailers for those on his YouTube channel. So make sure to check him out. And thank you, Herc130, for coming. Herc has his Mach 1 for Life channel, where he's rebuilding his Mach 1 that he had for when he was in high school. So make sure to check him out. And quit touching my mic! No, quit touching it.
I didn't do it.
And thank you, Booty Duty Nick, for coming. I believe he has the gaming on his channel there. Make sure to check him out. And thank you, Thomas Pop, for coming. He has a channel there where he has his Minecraft build. He has clipped Bird of Prey and others out of context there and stuff like that. And he shows his Office Star Trek collection. Make sure to check him out. And while I am scrolling, Warrior, you want to promote yourself?
I always suck at promoting myself. Well, I did like a little political stream last night. It was the first one in like a month or two, but I don't know. I might come back to doing it or not. I don't know. I got so disillusioned with how bad everything's getting, and it feels like I'm kind of screaming from the rooftops. And I know it's not going to save anything, but I don't know. It feels kind of disillusioning. So I may or may not come back to it. But I am hoping to gather up some cute little movies, like on YouTube or whatever, like little independent movies, fan films, that and have like little watch parties. So
okay. And thank you, Joe H. Burrow, even though he said he unsubbed to me tonight for some reason. Thank you for being here. And thank you, FKHC 2005, for coming. He has a couple videos on his channel, so make sure to check him out. Thank you, Sci-Fi Sit-Down, for coming. Apparently his watch parties are on hold right now, but he does have his sci-fi discussions there on Saturdays. So make sure to check him. And thank you, Connie Cleary, for coming. She does her bird videos. So if you ever need a quick pick-me-up during the day, check out Connie Cleary's channel. Thank you, DJ Play Nice. I don't think he has anything on his channel. I could be wrong. And PvP, while I'm scrolling, what do you got going on?
Not a hell of a lot, actually. I need to get some more sleep because I've been really tired lately, so I need to get more sleep. Nothing much on the channel. I put up one album last weekend. Go check it out. But
nice.
Yeah. It was the guy in the Pixies, Frank Black, I think is his name. his second solo album called Teenager of the Year, which I think is a very weird album title, but it's a really good album. 22 songs, like it's crazy. I mean, who puts out an album with 22 songs? But, you know, that's when CDs were new back then, right? So I guess they thought, oh, what the hell? Let's fill it up. Anyway, the good thing is most of the songs, a lot of them are like under 2 minutes. Most of them under, you know, they're not too many long songs. And the thing is, the songs are pretty good. So they're entertaining. And the album kind of flows really well and flies by really quickly. So it's actually a good listen. And, you know, it's really cool. It's got a song on it called Sad Wicked World, which is not about the current state of things in our world. It's about him singing about the 60s TV series, the invaders, where alien invaders were invading the world, and the hero, architect David Vincent, was trying to save the world, and nobody would believe him, of course, right? Because they thought he was a nutter. Really great show, great series, and a great song. And it's under 2 minutes.
Nice.
Thank you, PvP. Thank you, Kevin Chucker, for coming. He's been doing a lot of videos of stuff going on. Like he's part of the helicopters that were taking that were helping fight the fires there. He's even he's doing all kinds of shorts and that. Make sure to check him out. And Enigma Severus is on your channel, so you promote him, Curtis.
Yes, Enigma Severus does movie reviews. He is often in panels or used to. His teaching career has kind of made him busier, which I get work making one busier. And he also has a channel for teaching you how to speak Spanish. So that's pretty cool. And he's just all around good people. He's definitely, if crap hits the fan, Enigma Severus is someone that, kind of like Moira Kitty. You want them on your side when crap hits the fan.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. And Chris, you want to promote yourself?
Yes, I'm trying very hard to get back into at least a quasi-regular vein. Work is kicking my tail, combined with the chronic fatigue crap that never goes away, really. But I am thinking hardcore about doing a stream tonight at midnight. Either doing more Iran talk or doing a watch party.
What time is that in Pacific time?
Good question. Let me see.
Because I will probably pop on if I can.
I understand. It is 10:25 here. 10:34.
Yeah, and apparently Iran is saying that there's no leak of radiation at the bomb sites.
Oh, wow.
I can smell that bullshit all the way over here.
I don't know what to say.
I can smell that bullshit all the way over here. But
Iran said a lot of things in the last week that aren't really true. So, you know, I'll give the Iranian dictatorship credit for being consistent in their lies.
Nice.
As for me, they'll have a mystery movie night tomorrow.
Woo! Then, what time is that?
I might shoot for 7 o'clock.
Okay. I'll try to be there. I'll try to be there.
Gorilla, will this actually be a movie we can watch without wanting to delete ourselves, or just asking?
That's the mystery of it.
I still think you need to do a movie. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris. I was just going to say the only mystery about Gorilla's mystery movie Sundays is why the hell he's choosing such crappy films.
Hey, Goonies is a classic.
Hey, I never saw The Goonies, and when I watched it last week, I really didn't enjoy it. I was hoping I'd love that movie because everybody raves about it for decades now.
You can't just see it for the first time, like when you're older. You got to see it when you're younger. You got to.
Well, yeah. So I'm fucked. I mean, I'm fucked. I missed the boat.
All right, but
I found it dark, and it was more of a horror movie for me. Like,
a little bit, but
yeah.
Like,
I just couldn't get into it. I'm
adventure and there's some danger,
It wasn't. It just wasn't my cup of tea, so to speak.
Yeah. And Tuesday we'll have a cigar lounge. Thursday, 2 more episodes of Sarah Connor Chronicles, and hopefully Friday we'll get to the Waltons again. So with
Well,
that,
you know,
everyone-
I did watch that Walton's episode, and I thought it was very weak for a season opener.
Yeah.
To be honest.
yeah. So everyone have a good night, and remember,
Look, here's
We're
the
gonna
thing.
be fine. Listen,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Thanks to you, we climbed so high, together reaching for the sky. With every voice and every sound, with the gorillas, hear us pound. So raise your